Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foul Ball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're doing great. I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you very much. So this Chrissy Teigen story keeps growing and carrying more weight, and the consequences keep expanding for Chrissy Teigen's comments from years ago about encouraging Chrissy Stodden to kill herself. Just like, could you imagine doing that to someone? Just like kill yourself and then privately be like, no, seriously, do it. Especially when you're like a celebrity. How would that make a a 16-year-old feel? What a monster. Regardless, there's a lot of controversy about whether is this a canceling? Is it okay to cancel her? Candace Owens being called out for hypocrisy about cancel culture, as she seems to be cheerleading it on and okay with it. And they're like, well, why were you okay with it this time and not with the others? It seems hypocritical. Let me explain to you why it's not hypocritical. Here's why. So when Gina Carano got canceled, Shane Gillis, Anthony Cumia, Piers Morgan, Shannon Osborne, when all these people got canceled, got their gigs taken from them, became persona non grata, they were saying things inside of their sphere, inside of what they felt was acceptable. It's just that the mob, the cancel mob, and the Puritans, they were the ones who had the issue with it. And they were the ones that decided this person can't have a gig anymore. This person needs to go. In the instance of Chrissy Teigen, she is playing by her own rules. Those people were being judged by a tribunal they didn't even know existed. They have no sway with, cannot appeal. That is not the case with Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen is one of the Puritans. She's one of the cancel culture priestesses. So if her own people come for her, that's deserved. That's appropriate. She's not standing there like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't say this, or this is unfortunate that this joke got out there. You are the one leading cancel mobs. This is what you do. When the cancel mob comes for you, you can't be surprised. No one should feel bad for her. This is what she does. This is 100% deserved. And I say we relish it. Enjoy it. This is a good one. This is great. This is the snake eating itself. If you're going to live that life, if you're going to walk that line, say those things, attack people for what they say, you cannot be surprised, nor can you appeal when it happens to you. I have no problem with what's going on with Chrissy Teigen. I think it's terrific. I think it's great. I like watching her squirm. I like watching her being taken down. And I like watching her be exposed. I like that she's just a mean girl who was saying what was popular at the time, was riding the wave of cancel culture and this woke mob. And now she's exposed as just being a like, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I didn't buy her puritanical nature. Oh, is she a cruel, mean girl? Yeah, shocking. And it's pretty funny to see people who are all for getting Trump off Twitter, who are all for canceling people that they disagree with, suddenly being more pensive about the complex nature of cancel culture. Oh, you mean when they come for you, suddenly you don't like it? Oh, weird. So you thought it was fair as long as you agreed with who was getting canceled. You're okay limiting free speech so long as it doesn't infringe on your right to say what you believe. Once it comes for you, you're like, wait a minute, guys, we should really stop and think about this. Oh, no. You started this shit. You suffer by it. This is the fire you lit, and now it's burning your house down. I'm not crying for you. So, whoopsie. Oh, well, I don't have a fire extinguisher for you. So Candace Owens is in the middle of this story as well. She's a bad bitch. Let's be honest, man. She takes on some tough topics. You don't have to agree with her, but the fact is she sticks by her guns. She made a name for herself by being outspoken. She's not from any protected organization. She's a 100% self-made entity and takes big swings that can come back with a lot of backlash, and she rides through it. So I don't care whether you agree with her. You better respect her. She's no joke. So let's see more hypocrisy. It's pretty delicious to see this hypocrisy so blatant. They'll get their clicks. They'll get their attention. They'll get their story going, but they will definitely not agree with a conservative. Oh, heavens to Betsy. No, never. So transparent and juvenile. This is an article from Insider.com. They've got the scoop. The Daily Beast editor who resurfaced Chrissy Teigen's cyberbullying past slams Candace Owens' op-ed against the model. The Daily Beast editor doesn't agree with Candace Owens? Well, that's the real story. Make sure you highlight that. There could be a whole series of articles about how the Daily Beast disagrees with Candace Owens. Stunning development. Marlo Stern, the Daily Beast editor who resurfaced Chrissy Teigen's cyberbullying past in his profile of Courtney Stodden, called Candace Owens a, quote, truly terrible person. You are the one digging through other people's past to expose them for things that they said, and you're like, well, I certainly wouldn't support Trump. I mean, that's really crossing the line. After she wrote an op-ed article calling for the takedown of Teigen over Teigen's previous behavior. Owens has been outspoken in her criticism of Teigen since Stern published his interview with Stodden on May 10th, in which the former reality TV star said Teigen sent them. Oh, that's right. There's a whole gender thing here. Teigen sent them. It's a plural, shithead. Them messages saying, I can't wait for you to die, after they married the actor Doug Hutchinson. When the former couple married in 2001, Hutchinson was 51 while Stodden was 16. Whoa, wait, what? Stodden was 16 and married a 51-year-old? Ew, where was that? When did that happen? No one's talking about that? Owens, in turn, responded to Stodden's interview allegations by starting a social media hashtag surviving Chrissy Teigen, demanding that brands like Macy's and Target reconsider their partnerships with Teigen, and most recently, writing an op-ed article about the model published Wednesday on the Daily Wire. I've led a campaign for people to examine the long history of abuse that Teigen has directed at young women, Owens wrote in an essay. We're not talking about mean tweets. We're talking about Teigen harassing teen girls and even encouraging suicide. Owens, who misgendered Stodden throughout her essay, well, that's the real crime. Not encouraging someone to commit suicide, but misgendering them. Oh, what is the world? What is the world? Wrote that Stodden was, quote, groomed for this disturbing relationship and the cameras couldn't look away, and reiterated Stodden's Daily Beast revelations that Teigen had messaged Stodden at the time and encouraged suicide. Stern responded to Owens' op-ed article by tweeting Thursday that despite Owens' support for Stodden, the conservative media personality had herself mocked public figures who had died by suicide. Died by suicide. What a way to phrase that. What a way to phrase that. Candace Owens claims she's going after Chrissy Teigen because she cares deeply about suicide. Stern wrote in his tweet directed at Owens when she openly mocked Meghan Markle for having suicidal ideations and Kurt Cobain for taking his own life. Let's actually see if that's what she did, because I doubt it. Marlo Stern, you're so brave. You're so brave. And of course, the tweets are not mocking someone who committed suicide. Obviously, she's using it to make a point. But you guys, unless you're celebrating your heroes, it's mocking and degradation. Wow. What a stunning turn here. You guys are insincere and misrepresenting people you disagree with. Shocker. Candace Owens' tweets say this: isolating an individual away from their family and friends using suicidal threats to get what you want. Those are classic signs of emotional abuse relationship because we are supposed to suspend rationality because of, quote, racism. Dear Harry, Meghan is not the victim. You are. In what way is she mocking Meghan's suicidal ideations? You insincere, phony fuck. Listen, just because a conservative is using your article and your journalism to make a point doesn't mean you need to smear her. Doesn't mean you need to misrepresent what she says simply because you disagree with her politically. You guys are spineless. You really have no principles or depth whatsoever. There's never like a variance or a swaying outside of exactly how you're supposed to look at things. It's so pathetic. Oh, let's read the other articles where she mocked people who committed suicide. Newsflash, woke idiots. When you send me pictures of Freddie Mercury and Kurt Cobain dressed as a woman to prove your point, you're actually proving mine. Stable men do not wear ball gowns. The end. When did she mock them? Where did she say that was like that she's teasing the fact that they killed themselves? She definitely didn't do it. And this is nowhere on the level of what Chrissy Teigen said. Not even close. Chrissy Teigen said that to a live minor. A juvenile, encourage her to kill herself privately on a DM. You're equating these two things? Really? Really? You can argue that these are the same types of things and live with yourself. You phony fuck. Shut up. And then the last tweet is, look at this drug addict and man who committed suicide. They wore dresses too. Just impossibly stupid. Not a single suggestion of mocking them for killing themselves. Not one little bit. You are completely misrepresenting what she says because you don't like her. And he's a conservative and says things you don't like. Nasty words, blah, blah, blah. I won't listen. Ugh. When reached for comment, Stern told Insider via an email statement that Owens was, quote, name-dropping Stodden because it's, quote, it's in service of a strange form of revenge against Chrissy Teigen, who Owens views as the enemy due to her liberal politics. Is that what it is? Is that all this is? That's all it is. Just that Chrissy Teigen's a liberal, right? There's no like satisfying relishing in the fact that she is one of the most outspoken cancelers and has been doing things way worse than the people she's attacked, the people she goes after. Okay. Owens states how she feels about things, her politics, what she believes about the world. You guys call that like white supremacy. Chrissy Teigen goes and encourages a child to kill themselves. And you're like, well, this cancel culture thing's kind of nuanced. Unbelievable. So here's the deal. Candace Owens is a bad bitch. I don't know if I would personally lead a campaign to cancel anyone, but I'm thrilled it's happening to her. I think it's great that's happening to Chrissy Teigen. She seems like a bad person who needs to be purged. I'm fine with it. And more importantly, I'm fine with it because she's the one who plays by these rules. All the other people I mentioned who got canceled did not play by these rules, and they were victims of cancel culture because it was not up to them. They said things that they believed in or were making jokes that they thought were appropriate, and the cancel mob came and consumed them. Chrissy Teigen is like an admiral in the cancel culture army, in the woke militia. So when her woke soldiers feel that she's doing things that don't represent their ideals, how can anyone say that there's anything wrong with that? She was living by her own values, and then that was her downfall. What's the problem? Why would anyone defend her? Why would anyone stand up for her? There's no reason to. She seems like a mean, spiteful person who gets off on telling other people how to think and attacking people who disagree with her. There's zero reason to defend this person. None whatsoever. Let her go. Let her fall. I think it's complex. Cancel culture overall is a bit complex as a topic. I don't think this one is. And I think a lot of people are kind of missing it. Like, well, I don't support cancel culture. I think this is a classic case of live by the sword, die by the sword. If Chrissy Teigen was the kind of person who would support people who she disagreed with or would allow other voices other than her own or the mainstream media's narrative to be out there or would defend other people, I would 100% be on her side and be defending her cancelization. The fact that she attacks people for mean tweets, encourages others to be canceled, and now is being canceled herself is in no way an issue. That's justice. And that's how it should happen. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please press like, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, share this video for crying out loud. Please help me get some traction. No one's watching my stuff, and I think it's really good. Okay, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.